There is renewed concern about literacy in Metro Atlanta this morning. Nearly 400,000 adults are not working because they can't read well enough to do a job. 11 Alive's Kids in Schools reporter Donna Lowry joins us with more on this.
It's a serious issue, and it boils down to when a child learns to read. Studies show children who participate in quality early childhood education are 30% more likely to graduate from high school.
Most of these hats have badges on them.
Leave it to kids to get Fulton County Commissioner Bill Edwards on the floor reading. It's International Literacy Day, and at this new Sheltering Arms Child Care Center in Union City, a chance to reinforce what scientific research already shows.
You learned a lot today.
90% of our brain develops before the age of 3. So all those windows of opportunity are open then.
After this safety speech.
That's why educators consider the early years a crucial time, especially in Georgia.
We have one of the highest dropout rates in high school, and a lot of the research says kids don't drop out in high school, they drop out in first grade.
What drops out is a child's interest in learning. They start with a strike against them.
If we don't, and if the first experience they have is to come in and be behind and feel pressured or have low self-esteem or confidence from the very beginning, then the chances of success are just much less than those kids that come in confident and eager.
They get that from not only having someone read to them, but looking at books, even if they can't read them yet, or listening to books on tape as they look through the pages.
That should be a point in time when they should be excelling and really have a lot of curiosity and excitement about learning.
The U.S. Department of Education estimates that 40 million adults are functionally illiterate in this country. At that level, they're unable to fill out employment applications, follow written instructions, or even read a newspaper. If you want to know more, contact the Metro Atlanta Literacy Network, a coalition of literacy providers in Atlanta. We've added a link to its website on our website, 11alive.com. You'll also find a link to the Sheltering Arms Early Education and Family Centers, a serious problem that they're working on with young kids.
Right. Thank you, Donna. When you think of scholarships for school, you probably think of money for college, but sometimes babies and young children need scholarships to get them started on the road to college. 11 Alive's Kids in Schools reporter Donna Lowry joins us with more on a new scholarship for young children to go to preschool, and it's in memory of a very special adult.
That's right. His name was Jaison Hollis. It's always hard to gauge how much a single life can touch so many people in a positive way. Jaison did and left a legacy.
Jaison Hollis, the gentle giant.
He's a big guy, played football at Mars Hill. To see him with those young children, I mean, it was just wonderful to see because they so looked up to him.
2, 3.
Jaison began working with children at a Sheltering Arms Child Care Center like this one right out of college, saying it was his calling.
Jaison lived by the Christian values that are embedded in the Bible, that whosoever care for a small child shall be received by me and all of my greatness. And he lived that.
Until last 4th of July at a family gathering when the 26-year-old had an unexpected allergic reaction to seafood and died.
He lived a unique life, a short life.
His family is honoring his memory with a scholarship fund for families who struggle to pay for child care. The need is great. Georgia has more than 16,000 children from low-income working families on waiting lists for public child care subsidies.
Trying to work and raise young families and to afford the true cost of high quality is out of reach for many of those families.
Scholarships can help families give their children a good start in life.
And we wanted them to be in school. We wanted them to learn, get an education.
The faces of the children here make Julius Hollis certain Jaison would approve of the scholarship fund.
We often talked about his work here. It's just a small way for us to ensure that his legacy and the work of this organization continues.
Now, there's hope that the scholarships will help families who sometimes spend more than half their family income on child care. Others resort to more desperate measures, including leaving children alone at home or in cars. If you'd like to contribute to the Jaison Hollis Scholarship Fund, which helps 3,600 metro area kids attend Sheltering Arms centers, you can find a website to Sheltering Arms on 11alive.com. So a few of the students will get to benefit from Jaison's legacy.
Big impact in a short amount of time on this earth, but still a legacy.
Such a tragic death.
Thank you, Donna.
Thanks, Donna.
Imagine sending your child to school just a few months after birth. That's the basic concept the Fulton County school system is cultivating under a new partnership with Sheltering Arms Child Development Centers. 11 Live's education editor Donna Lowry is here now with more, and I'm interested to see how this is going to work.
Yeah. The goal is to provide what they call a seamless education that begins at birth and ends at 12th grade. It's a brand new concept to public schools, but it could start a trend.
Oh, the kitty cat meow.
They are less than a year old, and while there are no blackboards and chalk, desks and textbooks, there's lots of learning taking place inside their little heads.
90% of all brain development happens before age 3.
That's why Sheltering Arms Child Development Centers want to take their learning and nurturing techniques for small children directly to school campuses. In a partnership with Fulton County Schools, Sheltering Arms will build 4 new centers on school property.
We're an organization that has land adjacent to our schools. We have an educational environment that we're very proud of. We have parents coming here to drop off their children. It seems like a natural that they'd bring their preschool children here too.
Fulton County will lease the land to Sheltering Arms, and the centers will operate the same way they do in about 20 other locations.
A child could start with us at 6 weeks, go through our program, and then have a nice, smooth transition into the school system. And early child development is a part of the education system, and we can't ignore it. We have to connect it.
For the school system, it's an added benefit for employees.
It's an opportunity for us to attract staff. We often have difficulty finding teachers, finding custodians, and having a daycare center close by really helps us.
Now, this is a concept that's common at the private school level. Kids will start at private school's child care level, then move up through middle school and sometimes into high school. The plan won't cost taxpayers anything and actually brings in money from the 50-year lease that they're offering Sheltering Arms. Right now, 4 centers are planned in South Fulton County, where Sheltering Arms says there's the greatest need for affordable child care. But school system officials want to see this spread throughout the county. So we may see this just keep growing.
When you think about it, it just makes sense, and you have to wonder why it wasn't started a long time ago.
And that's what they all said, the same thing.
Any idea when the centers will be ready?
In about a year. They already have plans at several locations.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Great to see it.
Parents can't wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Donna.
The Fulton County school system is putting kids on track for school while they're still in diapers.
The system is partnering with the Sheltering Arms Child Care Centers to offer early learning opportunities. And 11 Live's Kids in Schools reporter Donna Lowry joins us with more on this unique collaboration.
Yeah, it really is. You know, we've seen it in the private school areas. Many of them do it. Children start from infancy in the program, and then they move through elementary, middle, and high school. Educators say it makes for a seamless learning transition for children.
Books are fascinating to toddlers, and the staff at this Sheltering Arms Child Care Center keeps them interested.
And that's a big part of what we're trying to do, is that early literacy and the love of learning. It's just so important. We know that 90% of brain development happens before age 3. So if we don't get to these children in those very early formative years, we've really missed our best opportunity.
That's why the Fulton County school system is partnering with Sheltering Arms to place 3 centers near South Fulton County schools. This one in East Point is near 3 schools, including the brand new Holmes Elementary. The plan is for children to finish their years at Sheltering Arms and walk into school without missing a learning beat.
We really believe that early childhood education has significant impact on the performance of our children, particularly in their ability to be able to read on grade level by grade 3.
Little trike path that allows them to ride through and also store the trikes.
Under the partnership, Sheltering Arms provides the capital campaign and builds the centers. The school system is leasing the land to Sheltering Arms. This is one of 2 centers that has just opened, and a 3rd is under construction.
12 ounces in there.
This is a natural, and we should see more of it. We need to strengthen our Head Start programs. Anything that we can do to strengthen the education of children before they get to school is going to help them perform when they're in school.
The other big plus for the school system is that Sheltering Arms is setting aside slots for school employees and offering them discounts. It's another way to attract good teachers. The 2 centers that just opened can enroll 250 children.
Wow.
And they already have waiting lists. They just opened.
Yeah.
So there's obviously a big need.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of a unique thing.
I'm going to say it's a wonderful program, and I'm so glad it's behind me.
That's it, I know. The preschool years.
Yeah, thank you, Donna.
My interest is in helping children and families because I believe very strongly that those are the cornerstones of a strong community and strong society. Sheltering Arms is one of the best kept secrets in Atlanta because they offer the greatest child care and preschool education and support for families, and not many people know about it. The goals of Sheltering Arms are to provide quality child care and education for preschool children, to provide support and resources for their families, to empower them and make them more self-reliant, to strengthen communities, and to train child care professionals.
We put as much emphasis on our family support program for the families of the children that we serve as we do on our child development program. The relationship that we've had with Coke has just been instrumental in everything that we've done. I mean, we've had someone from Coke who's been an advisor to us through every step of our growth and development. So the relationship is absolutely critical to our progress.
All of us at the Coca-Cola Company, and indeed the Coca-Cola system, including our bottling partners, have always been part of the local communities where we do business. And that's just a part of who we are and what we do. With United Way, I'm able to make my contribution and know that other dollars from other people are coming in, and they're going to take those dollars and combine them and really make a difference in some of those organizations and ultimately in children's and families' lives.
Being single out there, knowing that you're nearly 30, you're going to have a baby. At that time, I was on welfare. You can easily get caught up in the catch-22, but I chose not to. It can be poisonous because it can lead to other things. I thank God that Sheltering Arms was there for me. It was just time to go back to work because I always worked. Sheltering Arms is the ideal place for parents to consider to bring their child because they're more of a caring people. You know, you don't find too many daycare centers who you would say that they feel that we're just babysitting. Sheltering Arms go up and beyond that. Education is done in the classroom setting. In my daughter's class, they're always interacting with their hands, their feet, their voices, learning different things that are positive that's going on in the community. What I can say for Sheltering Arms, they have been tremendously great for me. And I just ask God to help me to be the best single parent that I can. After having my daughters, a lot of things has happened to me. Wonderful things has happened. So she's the joy. She brings so much joy into my life that I know that I have to not only do it for her, and I have to do it for myself, to be the best that I can be.
The nation's flu vaccine shortage is top of mind for many. A new survey says almost half of Americans are worried about family members at risk, especially when it comes to toddlers. 11 Live's Kay Flowers reports although vaccine doses are saved for young ones, some daycare centers are doing what they can for protection as well.
Already at Sheltering Arms Early Education Center, teachers like Sharonda Billingsley are seeing and hearing the signs of the season.
A lot of coughing, a lot of kids been coughing, their nose has been running a lot, runny eyes.
Toddlers in one of the nation's highest risk for influenza categories.
And these are people here, they put everything in their mouth, they're always in each other's face, so we try to conduct a lot of hand washing, keeping tissue on deck.
And pushing families to pursue flu shots.
We were encouraging our parents to make sure they were asking their doctor about what did they recommend and to get the flu shot since they were in that kind of risk category for the flu.
And why do you cough into your elbow?
So you want the germs on your hands. A recent survey found 42% of Americans believe they or someone in their family is at high risk from the flu, and the majority believe the shots won't be available.
But flu shots or not, Sheltering Arms says it teaches prevention and wellness year-round.
Children can't learn if they're not well, and so we're really concerned about rest, nutrition, the hand washing, the regular checkups.
Fighting flu from every little angle. Kay Flowers, 11 Alive News.
Many Metro Atlanta pediatricians' offices and health departments will have flu vaccine for children 6 months to 23 months.